This is Spoken by Elswith, a Femdom Hypnosis podcast, Season 4. Today's episode is a blend of coy musings and visualizations, relying heavily on the use of clever sound hints. It may be new to you, but I know that you'll enjoy it. The more you listen to this hypnosis session, the more details you'll notice in the music and the sound effects. Allow yourself to get lost in the experience, and don't worry, I'll find you in the end. We are taking a walk in the woods where you will meet a creature that inspires people to enjoy themselves fully. I mean, pure hedonistic pleasure. Now, due to the limitations of YouTube, this is the edited version. There are places where you're gonna need to read, or would that be listen, between the lines. I am sure that you can do it. You're aware of my polite euphemisms already, right? When I tell you to entertain yourself, you know I don't mean you should be scrolling social media. I mean that you should be entertaining yourself in a lusty fashion. The way someone manages to entertain himself when he has a morning that doesn't require just leaping out of bed immediately to get ready for work. And what about release? Surely you've caught on to what that refers to. If not, well, this might not be the session for you. You're gonna need to head to the website and download that uncensored one in all of its glory. There's nothing coy in the wording in that one. So find a place where you can be comfortable and private. Privacy or a nice thick blanket or pillow on your lap is going to be required. This is a full hypnosis session. You should have experience with the Season 4 trigger. It's a free download, and practice it a few times before jumping in. If not, you might find that doing this session doesn't quite give you the results that I'd hope for. This is Walking to Seduction Dryad, edited for public distribution, spoken by Elswith. The uncensored version is available for private download on spokenbyelswith.com. In everyday life, I want you relaxed, comfortable. In your imagination, in this shared headspace, you're going to be walking. It's important to allow the sounds of this session to lead you, not just my words. This session is a feast for the ears, and with practice, you'll find yourself noticing more and more details. I wonder how long it will take you to notice all of the details in the sounds. Listen to the footsteps. Feel yourself falling in line with their rhythm. Feel your feet hitting the ground, propelling yourself forward. As you're walking, I'm going to be talking to you and letting you know where we're going. How easily could you fall under? Be seduced by the right hypnotist. Does it depend on the location? Maybe instead of propelling yourself forward, you feel these steps as a pushing off from where you've been, peeling your heel from the ground, pushing off with your toes, moving away from the previous spot and into the next, and the next, and the next. You can hear as your footsteps lead you away from the paved surface towards softer ground. A well-worn trail, perhaps blanketed with leaves or pine needles. The sounds of the city give way to the sounds of the woods, and you feel your worries fall away with each step. Each step takes you further away from your everyday life and closer to the escape and relief that you crave right now. I want you to experience the colors as you walk in deeper. Each color progresses your relaxation. You can experience colors in different ways, can't you? Brown is the first color that I want you to breathe in and then out. As you walk, deep breath in, absorbing the color brown from around you, and then a full breath out, releasing the color brown back into this pleasant wood. Breathe in again and out, and still moving forward, leaving where you've been behind you. Breathe in again, stepping, walking, moving, and breathe out brown. Continue to breathe in and out at a comfortable pace, and think about brown. It's rare that anyone claims it as a favorite color, yet many of our favorites are indeed this color. The brown of a loved childhood teddy, the brown of a favorite chocolate dessert, and the rich brown of eyes that keep your gaze captive. Earthy brown, providing the foundation for growth, and crispy crunch brown of leaves and plants that have finished their journey. You can hear those leaves under your feet as you move forward. Continue to experience the colors as you walk in deeper, each color progressing your relaxation. Brown was the first color. Green is the second. I want you to breathe in and then out the color green as you walk. Deep breath in, absorbing the color green from around you, and then a full breath out, releasing the color green back into the wood. Breathe in again and out. Moving forward, leaving where you've been behind you. Breathe in again, walking, moving, stepping, and breathe out green. Continue to breathe in and out at a comfortable pace and think about the color green. The color green is a common favorite of many people. How many of your favorites are the color green? It's easy here in this spot to be inspired by the green leaves and the grass of nature around you. But what about other shades of green? Perhaps a neon green blinking, a sign for one of your favorite places, feeling your body become excited when you see it in the distance, or a green of a favorite food, a comfortable chair. What else can you bring to mind in the color green? Let's move on, moving forward, stepping, continuing on our journey. The first color was brown, the second, green, and now blue. The blue of water, rippling in the distance, or perhaps you haven't quite made it there yet. Maybe you can only now hear the water somewhere, hiding behind that brown and green, known yet unknown at the same time to you. Do you hear it? Water falling. Nothing as dramatic as a large waterfall. This could be water falling down over a fallen log. The water is clear in places, and you can see the brown silt, the fallen leaves at the bottom. Elsewhere, it reflects the bright blue sky and the rich green of the tree canopy. All these hues come together in this place. Some people are able to imagine this scene, hearing the water, smelling the leaves, seeing the bright colors, simply by thinking brown, green, blue. Brown, green, blue. This is an auditory experience. What do you hear? What can you imagine? Do you need some help with that imagination? Perhaps two romantic souls found themselves completely taken with the ambience of the forest. Much like the birds and bunnies and hedgehogs in the spring, they found courtship. Or maybe I'm taking too romantic of a path here. While some birds do have elaborate courtship dances, I question whether the local bullfrog sets out a plan for seduction to achieve his spring goals. Rather, I'd say mood meets opportunity, And the result is, well, what you can hear now. Does this opportunity include only two? Do you hear a happy third? You walked this path willingly. You followed the colors, the sounds of the forest, and now find yourself as voyeur to something unexpected. I suspect, though, that you're the only one that didn't expect this. The one who guided you along this path. She knew exactly what you'd find in this spot. Not only that, she knows you. She's watched you. Your lesson once, and how this audio experience takes hold of your body and mind. She's hidden herself every time you've walked by, oblivious to her presence. Shy, reserved. Yet you know what it's like when your desire rapidly grows to where it leaves no space for caution anymore. There was a point, while you were walking, that you still had free will, that only curiosity was spurring you forward. But now, your desire is fueled by something else, something otherworldly, or at least something that you're not completely capable of understanding. The sense of desire to be here, in this forest, isn't something that you can resist. The desire fills you, much like colored smoke filling a room, pushing into the corners and crevices, greedily taking up all the space. Her caution pushed away, her desire strong. She set this plan into motion, and here you are. Her efforts are rewarded beautifully. As you listen to the sounds of the hidden revelry, hidden by the forest from your view, yet the sounds are so clear. Will you attend to your arousal now, or will you pretend it doesn't exist? Continue to pretend that it doesn't exist. That you are entirely immune to the intimate sounds. No tingles in your body. No blood flowing to where it wants to flow so badly. Why are you feeling so voyeuristic? Do you feel any shame at all continuing to eavesdrop? I mean, you could have carried on walking quite easily, kept to yourself, paid mind only to your business. But have you ever been quite so excited by something you couldn't see before? Because this is just sounds to you. Sounds of breaths caught in throats. Sounds of panting, maybe groaning. Perhaps the sounds of one trying to stave off release, you think. You feel squirmy. You feel like it's a little bit hard to be still, don't you? You can't sit still. It's hard to think of anything else. I suspect your face is flushed, maybe sweating, trying to resist giving in to any temptations. But you think that you can be quieter. You think that you can go unseen and unnoticed. And that's what convinces you to entertain yourself here. That you can't just listen, can't just be part of the audience. That even if you don't announce yourself, you can still join in the fun in your own way, by yourself. Sooner or later, you will begin to seek your own pleasure. You'll notice that it's happening, rather than consciously deciding it. This action, it's more like a reflex, the same way that sometimes a whole flock of birds will take to wing as one. And you're so very practiced at entertaining yourself. Well, those actions are automatic too. How many years of practice have you had? The only thing that's different in this moment is the sense that you didn't choose to start. The pressing urge to continue, well, hasn't that always been familiar, dear one? And as you do so, I suspect you're being very careful. Careful to not tip over any edges. You continue. You carry on. But listen, you can hear someone walk towards you. They're not making much of an effort to be quiet, but before you can turn around, they have their soft hands over your eyes. You know it's a woman. If her hands didn't give her away, the giggle, it definitely would. Perhaps this is when she tells you that she's too shy for you to look at her. Or perhaps she tells you nothing at all. Maybe she skips all of that, and one of her hands goes from your eyes, over your chest, stomach, and to your lap to offer encouragement. You did notice that you're sitting now. Do you care? Likely not. You want to bring yourself pleasure. Well, more than wanting it, you're simply unable to stop yourself. You will bring yourself pleasure. And now this creature's arm is wrapped around your chest. And it feels firmer now, hard, almost as an oak branch. It's not the only thing that feels so firm and unyielding. You feel her physical touch, and you know it's only a tiny fragment of the control over your body and mind. She speaks to you, tells you exactly what's happening down by the waterside. So many of the details you already knew, had guessed perhaps, or had slipped into your mind some other way. But now you know the girl's face, the color of the dress around her waist. You can see the pair as clearly as if you walked down to the water's side and joined them there. And she tells you more, too. Her voice seems to be carried on the wind, just as much as it seems to be whispered by lips that caress your earlobe. You all do this, she tells you. Those down by the water, and ones like yourself who walk alone, sometimes 3 or 5 or more all together. She reveals to you how this spot you've stumbled into affects those who wander here. You're struck with the realization that you're the first of many who have been overtaken with passion in this place. Doesn't that make you feel like you want to join in the bliss that lingers here? Doesn't that make you feel like that release of energy is mere moments away? Because now you know exactly what has overtaken you, and perhaps learning of how many more people have succumbed to this power. Perhaps hearing the evidence somewhere close by makes you finally realize how completely you are controlled, body and mind, in this moment. Lose yourself here. Listen, imagine, touch. The steady beats no longer mark your footsteps. They keep time. See if you can follow. The more you seek your own pleasure, the more you reinforce in your own mind that it's exactly what you should be doing, exactly what you need. And the more you indulge in the power of this place, the more you are convinced that the only way to free yourself, to eventually tear free of this state of euphoria, is to reach that tipping point and go over, and finally find satisfaction. It isn't long before her shyness gives way to embarrassment, although I wonder if this is second-hand embarrassment at its finest. Did you hear her? The last thing she said before pulling away from you? Can you hear her say it again as she's walking away? Her voice and giggles in the distance. Oh goodness, what a mess. Not a tidy boy at all, are you? Have you caught your breath? Are you ready to steal away from this spot in the woods, aware that you are welcome to return any time you'd like? But now it's time to go back to wakefulness, as I'll count you up. 0, 1, the wood fades, the stream fades. 2, feeling happy, amused, maybe a little embarrassed. 3, 4, almost fully awake now, feeling yourself fully in your body, feeling yourself releasing trance. And 5, awake completely. Welcome back to wakefulness. Don't forget, you can experience the uncensored version by instantly downloading it from Spoken by Elswith. While there, check out the other Walking to Seduction session, The Plant Shop. It's an immersive experience with a seductive end just waiting for you.